Captain Yoni Edelberg. Take this out swinging corner. Towards the near post, only the head of Watson was there to meet it. He got up over top of a couple of Mountain Hawks. Second type of surface there. Sarkos diving, stop from Shakes. Appeals that it went over the line, but the Penn State backstop exploded off his line. Now Evans to outlet. Dangerous challenge. It's back on the feet of Stevenson. Privet and outlet ball. Here is Andrew Privet, 2-0. In a flash, defense turns to offense, and the Nittany Lions double their advantage.
No goal was conceded, but very dangerous. West Virginia getting a little too comfortable here. 15 minutes left.
It's shown to Butts again, looking for the finish. He's got it. A man on a mission. First goal in 17 games. What a time for it. We're knotted up at 2. Mangione mashes it home. Mr. Game Winner, Peter Mangione. Does he have another? Penn State's battled back all night long, and at long last, the Nittany Lions have a lead tonight. Stevenson again into the box. Awadesu trying to head it on. Headed down by Watson across the face. Cleared out again. Edge of the area. Kuhn! Straight into the arms of McLaughlin. Their strength has become their weakness. And now the Nittany Lions trying to ice it. First time ball. Here's Liam Butts. Down. Penalty. Where has this come from? He's surged to life in this second half. Mangione has the Penn State goal. Henderson, 3 to aim at in the box. Back post for Stevenson. Finnerty saves. Butts scoops it in on the doorstep. The hot hand finds the back of the net. A chilly night. Not a problem for the Nittany Lions. 2-0 up. Towards the edge of the 18. Spartans trying to get it clear. Sharp. Eventually, no nonsense. Back down to Henderson. Spartans don't break contain yet. Privet face to face with Perkins. In towards Liam Butts.
My goodness.
Born again. He has a brace. Penn State has 3. And it's a jamboree at Jeffrey Field. It's a huge sports weekend in Happy Valley, and in the backdrop of Beaver Stadium, all eyes turn towards Jeffrey Field for a monumental clash between the number 13 Ohio State Buckeyes and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Welcome in, everybody, to men's college soccer here on Big Ten Plus. I'm Andre Magaro. Joined alongside me is my broadcast partner, Juan Mendez. Juan, this is a huge tilt in terms of the Big Ten standings. Both teams are within 4 points of first place. It's also 2 teams with 2 of the best goalkeepers in the conference. Let's start with Ohio State. 45 down, 45 to go from Jeffrey Field. It's the Penn State Nittany Lions. A 1-0 lead over the 13th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes in a pivotal Big Ten tilt. A big swing game in the conference standings here tonight in Happy Valley. Back with the second half, Andre Magaro, Juan Mendez won a thrilling first half. What do the Buckeyes got to do to get back level? One of the best defensive teams in the nation and in the Big Ten has to chase the game on the road. Ohio State, 10 conference points. They sit tied for 3rd in the Big Ten standings. Penn State 5th, just behind them at 8 points. This is a huge swing game. The Nittany Lions hang on and win. They'll be within 1 point at the top of the conference table. Indiana and Maryland currently tied up there with 12. Nittany Lions in the all-white here on this whiteout weekend in State College. Ohio State in their road scarlet kit with the gray stripes, set to get us underway in half number 2. Tanner Creech over the ball with Xavier Green, 2 of the Buckeyes' most influential attacking players, as the second 45 gets underway from Jeffrey Field. So when we talked about what maybe Ohio State needs to do, more consistency in their bodies attacking that Penn State back line. But if you're the Nittany Lions and you can get a second goal against this Buckeye team and such a compact defensive unit, you got to be feeling good about your chances. How aggressive do the Nittany Lions need to get here offensively?
definitely more aggressive than they were in the first half. But the big thing they gotta know and develop is trying to figure out this starting lineup that Ohio State put in, because when this starting lineup was in for Ohio State, they played a lot better, as we saw a bit of contact there.
Nathan Demian and Liam Butts collide, eyeball to eyeball. The official's gonna call Demian over, and we'll see what discipline's given here. Looks like no card, just a stern talking to between the two bodies. Look, this is a high-intensity game. We already mentioned how important it is. There was a lot of physicality in that first half, and this officiating crew, to their credit, let it be decided on the pitch. But the tensions were reaching their apex at the end of that first half, and now I think the officials are just trying to settle things down a little bit.
Definitely. No reason for a card yet, but good job by the referees in keeping that so. But nonetheless, the intensity is something you do like developing in this game, and it does open a lot of opportunities for both teams. And finishing on the thought that I was going through, Penn State knows how to figure out that second team that Ohio State brings in, but this first team, the starter team, they need to be a little more aggressive if they want to figure that one out.
When you talk about starter team, second team for Ohio State, there's been one team on the field for Penn State. The Nittany Lions have only made one substitution so far in the game, and talked about lack of depth in the team. Sean Bettenhausen not available tonight, missing bodies in that midfield. How taxing does it get for the Nittany Lions to continue to run those same bodies out there throughout the duration of the 90 minutes?
Oh, it's definitely very, very taxing. You do have a few options, but those options are definitely not as strong in the sense of, for example, Privet, who's coming in that position, he's very much able to figure out how to play that position, how to respond to a team like Ohio State, being a veteran in the team. But the replacements, on quotes, the people that you can bring in for that position are a lot of new players in this team, freshmen. So it's a big risk in taking that move in that sub.
Deep service from Velios over the head of Creech. It's Pacoda pestering, and Shakes will put his boot through it. Back into the mixer for the Buckeyes. Settled down by Henderson. Demian steps up in front of Mangione. Pacoda again. Talented freshman out wide for the Buckeyes. Green plays it back to him. Pacoda around Henderson. Big decision upcoming. Penn State goal kick. Henderson didn't get the touch.
Well done there by Henderson. And smartly done by Ohio State on this decision and putting Pacoda there on the right side. Likely looking for the connection, the cross to Creech, the tall freshman striker.
They have Grinstead, who played down that right-hand side in the first half, on the left right now. That tends to be his more naturally finishing side. He had a great curled effort into the top corner against Michigan earlier this season from that left wing spot. See if the Buckeyes can find their right combination. Here's a deadly combination for Penn State. Mangione to Liam Butts. Nittany Lion corner.
Took a little while to decide that one, but it is given the corner.
It was off of Samway's last. And the team with the most corners in the Big Ten, given one to defend here from the Nittany Lions. Privet looks set to take. Short for Mangione. Back to Privet. Into the box. Back post arriving with Stevenson. Headed out by Sullivan. Penn State will have to take it from the opposite side, but they have another set piece.
Well, you called it. If that Ohio State defender didn't get the head on there, Stevenson was ready to connect and rifle it with his head on the back of the net. Now it's going to be Seth Kuhn to take it.
Penn State captain jogs over. Brian Mazanoff talked about corners this week. A lot of them for Ohio State, not a lot of them for Penn State in the grand scheme of things this season, but he talked about defending and attacking set pieces. It's like sleeping with a short blanket. You're always going to have some area that's left uncovered. Penn State's trying to find that delivery here. Deeper into the box from Kuhn. The header's just wide. Mangione and once again Van Danielson were rising up for the Nittany Lions, but couldn't direct it goalward on McLaughlin.
I can't tell exactly which one of them got the header in there, but that was a dangerous one. Closer than you might think at reaching the net. Keegan McLaughlin.
Van Danielson making his impact again. That effort thunders off of him before the Buckeyes will take this throw.
His first goal was a header. Must remember that too.
Both his goals have been headers.
Both his goals.
Both of them here at Jeffrey Field. He certainly had the aerial prowess. This Penn State team. Creech going to launch an attack for Ohio State. Durbin. Velios. Left back loves to get forward. Grinstead. Durbin. Velios. Space to put in a cross. It's out towards the back, and now Ohio State will have its try at a corner kick.
Ohio State.
On the in-swinger again, another dangerous position now for the Buckeyes. The set pieces as we talk so far.
And swinger, they're looking for Creech at the near post from the delivery from Samways. A couple of Nittany Lions hack it away. Buckeyes will have a throw. Grinstead. Goals in back-to-back games, but have hardly said his name tonight. Durbin. Demian. Samways. Velios. Grinstead. Awadesu, no nonsense away. Creech was creeping up on the 6-yard box.
That is great play by the Buckeyes, breaking in those zones created by Penn State very easily and opening ball on the opposite side. Very well done there by Samways on that opportunity.
Ohio State poking and prodding. It's back in field, headed on for Creech. Off the side of Awadesu's noggin and away by Stevenson. Penn State back line proving difficult to break down here in half number 2. The Buckeyes recycle possession.
The Lions do seem to be implementing the same strategy they did in the first half to kind of shut this team down. But this offense is rotating very quickly from top to bottom, from left to right side. And as you spoke on, Grinstead, very good attacker for this team. 3 goals this season, but his name hasn't been called out too much so far.
Velios feeds him again, causing way more problems down this left-hand side here in half number 2. Chance to run at Liscombe. Grinstead service, here's Creech! 1-1! The main man up top. Freshman's first career goal, an icebreaker for him, an icebreaker for the Buckeyes, and parity restored at Jeffrey Field.
And there it is. We spoke of his name, Grinstead. It's a great move inside the box. Left-footed pass in, finds Creech. First goal, and way to do it there at this stage, beating Chris Shakes with the header. Great placement. Bottom left of the keeper. Well done by the Buckeyes, tying this game.
Buckeye bounce back, and we're all square at Jeffrey Field. And the first career goal has been a long time coming for Tanner Creech up top. The Cincinnati native has his first tally. 3rd Buckeye on this team in this game now to have their first career goal against the Nittany Lions. There's just something about the blue and white that breaks the ice for this Ohio State team.
Something about the overall energy, the overall meaning of this game, always season by season. And now this might just be a wake-up call for Penn State, but also Ohio State looking very aggressive now still.
Samways asking more questions. Creech. Watson rose above him for the header. Green. And it's the Buckeyes with wind in their sails now. Pacoda into the box, couldn't find Grinstead. Awadesu up in the air, shakes, shimmies off his line to control. That's the thing you got to note about this Penn State team. Whenever they have scored or their opposition have scored, they've had defensive lapses. The Nittany Lions in conference play this season have conceded 4 goals less than 5 minutes after a restart. It happened to them after they equalized against Indiana again on Friday. That's an area for teams to attack, and Ohio State no doubt showing that tenacity right now.
And that's 4 more goals that Jeff Cook definitely wishes that never happened in any situation. When you score a goal, you have to make sure you solidify that goal, that it means that you're up, but it also means that you're the better team, and you must implement that. with the energy of the team as well and closing out opportunities, but Penn State again unable to hold for that lead.
It's what Jeff Cook has talked about so many times for his back line, that concentration in dead ball situations, as Grinstead has an effort, deflects off the post. Back for Velios. Buckeyes inches away from the lead. Grinstead service again. Watson whisks it away.
It did seem like it was a Penn State defender that deflected that ball. Very fortunate that it didn't land on the back of the net. It just nailed the right post. Chris Shakes, very dangerous now, and Grinstead at the left wing position now, a real threat for Penn State.
Grinstead has found his groove, turned provider, nearly turned goal scorer, and the Buckeyes continue to turn the intensity up a dial. Green. Creech couldn't bring it under his control. It just allowed Stevenson to get back. He's harassed by the Ohio State goal scorer, and Penn State bailed out by the referee's whistle.